Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra 1, Unit 1 through 3, Final Review Video number 2. We're on the second page of the packet. Please make sure your calculators are still out, and let's get started. Alright, number 10 says evaluate the following expression when they tell you that x is -3 and y is -2. Now, once again, like all of these first sets of problems, they are testing your order of operations, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is plug in our numbers. Okay, we know that x is -3 and y is -2. So what do we have to do first? We have to do parentheses first or exponents first? And we have to do parentheses, and that's what's inside the parentheses, not the multiplication. Okay, so we don't do anything to the back. That's still a -2. 4 times -3 is -12. Okay, so now that we've done the parentheses, we can do the exponents. Okay, -12 squared is 144 plus 3 times -2 squared is 4. Okay, now the 144 comes down because we have to multiply before we add. Okay, 3 times 4 is 12, and then 144 plus 12 gives you 156, which is D. Okay, number 11. The cost of a car to rent is $24 a day plus 5 cents for each mile driven. What equation below represents the cost of renting a car for 1 day? Okay, so the cost equals how much it is, which is $24 plus 5 cents for each mile. Okay, we don't know how many miles that is. Okay, so that's the 0.05 times the x. All right, and that gives us an answer of C. Now, Megan can type, number 12, Megan can type 62 words in 4 minutes. How many can she type in 7 minutes? So there's 2 different ways we can do this. We know this first bit of information, 62 words in 4 minutes. So what's 62 divided by 4? Let's find out. 62 divided by 4. Okay, so that's 15.5 words per minute. And we want to know how fast, or how many can she type in 7. So if you take 7 times 15.5, you will get the right answer. So times it by 7, and you get 108. Okay? Now, the other way that you can do that is if you set up a proportion, which we learned in another chapter. You can cross multiply and you can find your answer, and you'd be getting the same thing. Okay, translate the following into an algebraic equation. Okay, keyword right here, I'm going to say is equation. Equations always have equal signs. If you look at our answers right here, C and D don't have equal signs. Okay, so we know those aren't it. All right, 5 less than twice x. So we got 5 twice x is 30. So it is 30. I know that part. Less than is subtraction. Less than also says that we have to switch the orders of these so that the 5 has to come back and twice x, which is 2x, comes out front. Okay? And when you look at that, B is the correct answer. Okay. Number 14. Lenny has saved $144 towards the purchase of a TV, which costs $452. X is the amount that he needs to save from his next 4 paychecks. Which equation represents this situation? Okay, so we all know that it needs to equal 452 because that's the cost of the TV. Okay, the next 4 paychecks, well, we don't know how much those are, but we have to multiply those two things together. And he already has $140. Well, if he already has it, we're not going to subtract it. We're going to add that. Okay? And then that's how we get the equation, the answer. The 4x plus 140 equals 452. All right. Number 15. A shirt that normally costs $40 is marked up by 22%. What will the new price of the shirt be? So, what we're going to do here is we're going to take 100% is what it normally costs. We're adding 22% to that. So that's 122% of what the original cost is. This is how stores get their money. Okay? And now what you do is you're going to take that $40 and you're going to times it by 1.22 to get your answer. Now, thankfully, you don't have to do the long division on this. You get your calculator. And you get $48.80. Okay, number 16, the ratio of boys to girls. So we got boys to girls at a school is 2 to 3. There are 38 boys. They want to know how many girls. So here's the proportion that we were talking about in the other one. So boys to girls, 2 to 3. And that's going to equal the same thing because we got boys. Now we just need to know what the x is. Okay? So we're going to cross multiply. We get 2x equals 3 times 38, which is 114. Okay, and to solve for x, you just divide by 2. Divide that by 2, and you get 57, and that's 57 girls. Just make sure that if you keep the boys on the top, that you keep all the information for the boys on the top of the equation. Okay. Okay. Which is not equal to the others. Okay. Well, this is a negative 1/2. Oh, that's a negative 1/2. So those two are the same. Now, the absolute value makes everything what? Hopefully you're saying positive. Okay? And while it makes it positive, on the outside is a negative. So the only one that's different from the others is C. All right, next one. It evaluates. So it's going to be testing our order of operation skills. Let's just zoom in a little bit. Okay. Squared minus 5. They're telling us x. They're going to tell us y minus y. All right. Let's start plugging everything in. -2, -2, -4, -4. All right, so the order of operations tells us that we have to do parentheses first, okay? But the parentheses right here, that's all multiplication. So we actually don't have them, but we do have exponents. -2 squared is 4. So -5 times -2 times -4. Now on the back we have 2 negatives, which actually turn that to a +4. So now you're going to multiply all of this right here. And you're going to get 4. And that's -5 times -2, -2 times negative 4. And you get negative 40. Okay. Now, you should know that's negative because you've got 1, 2, 3 negatives are going to make that negative. Now, 4 minus 40, because we have to do order of operations, is negative 36 plus 4. And negative 36 plus 4 gives us C. And if you need to do that in your calculator, go ahead. Plus 4, negative 32. Okay, number 19. What is the domain of the relation shown below? So we need to remember what domain and range are. Okay, domain is all of your x values, where range is all of your y values. So we want to know all of the x's, and that is b. Okay, well that's going to be it for what problem? 10 through 19. If you have any questions, specific ones, please come see Ms. Carranza or myself because we would love to help you out. That's it for video 2. Thanks for watching.